Hey guys, I got Kevin Davis here.
What's up, man?
Just tell us a little bit about yourself, some background.
So yeah, I was born in 1989. Yes, I was born in the 1900s. For all you young people out there, and I grew up in. I was born in Vallejo. Grew up in Napa, and I'm a Christian rapper. I'm a youth leader. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a leader in my church, and I work at K-Love, Positive and Encouraging.
So you're a pretty big Christian rapper, I guess. Well, I mean,
No,
if
I'm
people
not.
are in the community, you are, I'd say. Like,
People, people, people know me. People know
yeah,
me.
people know you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been I really start I wrote my first I remember I wrote my first rap when I was 14. And I remixed a Mac Dre song. I don't know if anybody out there knows who Mac Dre is. If y'all from the Bay in the comments, put yay. Um, but yeah, and it was just talking about spreading the gospel. It was very I feel like every new Christian slash new Christian rapper is very like, like scripture heavy, gospel heavy, right? And not to say like when you get into it, you get watered down. I think things just become a little bit more personal. We let people in a little bit more. But yeah, I was talking about spreading the gospel, and then I remember I started going to church back in Vallejo back in 2012, and I started. I made my first. I made my first song in 2012 with my group. We were called Lifted. We were pretty. We were like the little Bay kids, the little hyphy kids from the Bay, and we would go and like do all these little youth group church events. We would perform in front of inside of Six Flags. At one time, we performed in front of like 6 or 7 thousand people in Six Flags. Now it's kind of cool. And but yeah, I started with this group called Lifted. Me and four of my brothers, and we just made music kind of like for ourselves. We would make it on our little like illegally downloaded um program, and then we would get beats off of YouTube, and like in the middle of the song would be like purchase your beats now, and we would have to try to like either elevate our vocal levels or like put it into the song. It was really crazy. If you go back on like SoundCloud or whatever, you could find it. It's pretty bad.
All right, I'm gonna
um,
find a link and I'm gonna put that in the description.
I'll send you the link so you can put it in, because I think it's cool. I think it's cool to go back and see things that I did almost, well, I guess 10 years ago. Um, and then I got signed to a record label down in LA called Heritage Park Records in 2014, and then in 2015 I put out my first album called New Day, and it was I would say it's just me, but I had a feature on every single song. Like um I didn't know how to make a song just on my own. I was used to just putting a verse or something. I had some cool features on there. I had JG, I had Brandon P, Mission, Joey Vontez. He was Joey Jewish back in the day. But and Taylor Nally and KAG and all these people, and it was just really cool. It was really difficult. It put me through a season of really trying to put together something eclectic and something well put together. And I've just been doing it ever since.
So who is Taylor Nally? Is that just like Taylor
So
Ellis?
her name, she got married. So she got married. Her name is now Taylor Ellis. But back in 2014, she was Taylor Nally, and she's the song we made is called Desperate, and it's literally the most like personal, vulnerable song I've ever made. It really just talks about it really just talks about my life. It talks about the sexual abuse that I went through. It talks about being addicted, to sexual things, to porn, to dropping the ball when I had my daughter, back in high school when I was in high school, and just really just kind of opened myself up, and she had this amazing chorus, and she sang on it, and it's a dope song. It's hard to listen to most of the time because it's just so personal. But yeah, Taylor Ellis, aka Taylor Nally, I was on there. CJ knows her. She's pretty dope. If you guys have ever heard her sing at Church of the Harvest, she's gangster. She's so freaking good.
Yeah. So, like, why were you inspired to make Christian rap?
I've always been into music. And I started going to church when I was 12. And I was just, back in the early 2000s, it was like, the emo music, the pop punk, hip hop was really crazy. Like, there was so much music to pull from, and I always had like this gift of rhyming. I would do it as like a joke or just something to like, be fun and do that, do stuff like that. I was actually in a screamo band. I was a drummer for a screamo band, and I was in a couple of worship bands. So like rock was really my genre, and I would just rap for fun. And then it would almost be like a, hey, you should just go and rap, and it'll be funny. And I would make funny raps or whatever. Um, but then like God really put it on my heart when I started going to Vallejo, Church in Vallejo. Um, to really just use this as a ministry. There was people out there who was really listening to it and was really, I was getting a lot of feedback of, it really touching people and making a difference. And I really started to take it seriously. Plus, I was in the group with my friends, and we were just doing it all the time. So it just became a ministry, really, and then it became a passion. Um, for me to reach young people, to just be real and relevant and transparent, because I really feel like I'm really big on our testimonies. Like I feel like our testimonies really matter, and there's somebody out there who is going through something that you've been through, and for them to hear it in a way where it's like we listen to music constantly, but we don't necessarily like listen to sermons or like, talk to people. Like when we're not talking to people, when we're just like alone in our car, we're alone in our room or whatever, or we're walking home from school or on the bus, we're listening to music. So like, why not put a testimony or a sermon, not necessarily, structured like a sermon, but just put Jesus and hope and love into a song where people are hearing it and hopefully impact somebody. So that was really why I wanted to be a Christian rapper. I was heavily influenced by music. I had a passion for it. I had a skill to do it, and I just was obedient and answered the call to make music for people who were going through some stuff.
Yeah. Was there any like specific person who like inspired you to make music, or was it just like collectively a bunch of things?
Um, Uh, I had some artists that I admired, like KJ 52 and Lecrae, um, and I had a lot of friends who was doing it. All my Lifted brothers, Miles Minnick, we were really tight back in the day when we were both coming up and just doing stuff together. It was just an inspiration to not only just have fun with my friends, but just do something impactful. I would say I would say KJ 52 was one of my biggest inspirations. He was super funny. He was a white guy, so it was like, okay, it's cool to be white. It's cool to be funny, which is kind of who I am. Um, and like, back, I mean, I don't know if you know any of these artists, Grits, Petty D, Cross Movement, uh, you know, uh, dang, there was a lot of people back in the day. T-Bone. T-Bone was a big influence, man. That dude was from the Bay Area. Um, uh, um, the whole RPSMG crew, Justin Goss, Mission, Brandon P, Excellence, um, KAG, they were all big influence because they were so tangible. They were right here. They were in Sacramento, just kind of doing stuff. So yeah, those were kind of like my influencers and people that gave me, encouragement to keep doing it.
So you said you grew up in Vallejo?
So I was born in Vallejo. I lived there for a little bit, and then moved to Napa. And so I essentially grew up in Napa. I was there through high school, and then moved to Fairfield. Lived in Fairfield for a while, but I was going to church for about 12 years in Vallejo. Um, so yeah, I spent the majority of my young life in the Bay Area.
I think CJ said he was from around that area in Vallejo or something.
CJ Emulus is from Vallejo. Shout out to CJ. Yeah, CJ's dope. Qheem the Redeem is from Vallejo. He's a big influence. Just seeing people from the city that I love and the city that I came from, and just doing big things. BP the Official now is doing music for God, and he's really big there. So it's really cool to see people from where I'm from doing stuff like that.
Like, so what were your goals or like your goals now to like for your music?
My goal is always just to make relevant, transparent music. I just want to impact young people. I mean, that's my goal. I'm not here to headline all these tours and go to all these places. I love my 9 to 5. I love being at home with my wife. I love, serving in my church, but my goal is just to make music that is fun for me and other people enjoy listening to, and it gives people a different perspective. Not saying that the message is any different. It's just a different outlook. It's just coming from, you know, a white dude who, you know, is just out there having fun, and just trying to, like I said, just trying to make real relevant music and be as open and honest as I can.
Oh,
That's it.
sorry.
That's it, man.
It
Those are
sounded
my
like you were like continuing to talk for a bit
oh,
there.
no, no, no. That's my goal. That's always been my goal from day one. Like, you have other little things like, oh, I want to hear my song, on the phones. I want my songs to get on YouTube or Rapzilla or whatever, I want to go on tour. I want to do this. I want to open for this person. And I've done that. I've been blessed to be able to do that. But my goal is always just to impact young people. That's why I was a youth pastor for 4 years, and when me and my wife we switched churches, we came to a church that is established with a youth pastor. So we're just coming alongside. We're a part of a great youth leaders collective, and we're just trying to impact our city. So like that's my ministry. My ministry is connecting with young people, and I do it through youth group stuff. I do it through games, Fear Factor. I do it through preaching. I do it through mentorship. I do it through discipleship, and I do it through music. That's one of my big That's one of my big tools. That's one of my big, gifts and callings. So yeah, but that's my goal, is just to be transparent and connect with people.
So for anyone who doesn't know that's listening, explain fear factor because that's like a super interesting thing.
All right, so fear factor is all things inclusive of, you know, terrifying, whether it be like bugs crawling on you, speed challenge, who can finish something the faster, who can, the fastest, who can, chug the soda the quickest, and all disgusting, who can eat the nastiest, thing that I can think of. And I got a pretty vivid imagination, and I'm pretty good at collecting those things and making them a reality. It's kind of become this thing that I do at every big event, where we do a fear factor night, and we get people to come up and volunteer. Always volunteer, never forced, for all you kids. I help out with a summer camp every year, last 5 or 6 years, and I've been doing fear factor nights. And I always ask for volunteers, and they come up and they get in over their heads and they get all mad and they go, "Oh, you made me." I'm like, "Nah, I didn't make
Yeah.
nothing. I gave you an opportunity." And there's been times where it's been really over the top. Like,
This summer,
no, this summer I think was perfect. I think this summer. So
it was a little wild
I feel like
though.
right now in the season of my life, this is what a lot of people know me for, is the fear factor stuff. So anybody who's gone to camp, CJ goes to camp every year. So he's kind of seen it. You've never participated, have you?
I did at the New Year's
The
Eve
New
thing
Year's
last
Eve?
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might,
Okay.
if we do it again this year, I might.
Okay. So the answer is yes, we are doing it again this year. So I'll hold you to that. We have audio. Don't cut that out, producers. But a couple years ago, I did like a lot of hot stuff. So like,
Dude, I have the best idea for you.
okay, well,
Hottest.
you'll have to put it. You what is it?
All right, it's the hottest hot chicken ever with the nastiest sauce on it as well. Like that's just like genius. I've been thinking about it for like months now.
Then you'll have to send it to me. You'll have to give me more specifics. But yeah, a couple years ago, we were just over the top with the spicy food, and we didn't have any milk or anything to kind of suppress it. And fear factor is very subjective. Like someone could be like, "Oh, you went way too far. You went way over the top," and some people can be like, "Hey, that was the dopest thing you could have did. A, B,
Yeah.
and C, way, whatever." So, it's kind of it's really a touchy thing. You can go too far, or you can not do too much. So being in the right pocket, I feel like this year was the best year because it was more creative. It was like what we did is, me and my friend Matt and Taylor Costa, we kind of just, um and always help from my wife. My wife is always, um like, sitting there like, "Hey, read me the list," and I read her the list and she goes, "Oh, I don't know about that." And it's kind of just this back and forth thing. Um but we came up with like this eclectic, high end, like a trip around the world thing, where we did small bites of like other countries' delicacies, like, you know
The
um
eggs.
the balut eggs, which is the egg with the chicken inside of it, like beak, feathers, like the whole thing. And I came upon it, like, oddly enough. I've done the balut egg before, and I just hard-boiled the egg, and I gave them the egg, and they had to eat the whole egg, and I don't think anybody ever finished the whole egg. So I hard-boiled them. I was gonna do it again, and I underdid one of the eggs, and when I went to break it open to get it out, it just fell apart. But the little chicken that was inside fell out into my hand. So I was like,
Whoa.
okay, we'll just give them the chicken, which is a small bite,
No.
right? And we made like this like super palatable, like demi glaze. Like it was real like eclectic. Like, if you went to a restaurant, if you went to the French Laundry, or if you went to like a restaurant in Thailand, you're getting this and you're
Yeah.
paying, $300 for this 8 course meal. And that's essentially what we gave them. And we just it was real well put together. And the kids, if you throw up, you're out. But
This year is crazy because
this year,
I don't
I
know if
was
we want
like,
to go into
hey,
detail though.
I'm gonna go into detail. Unless this is your podcast. You want
Go
me to
ahead
go into
then. Go
detail?
ahead.
All
Go
right. So
ahead.
this year,
It's a warning
like,
for everybody listening. Warning. It's about to
yeah.
get skipped like a few minutes.
So every year there's always people that throw up, right? They can't eat it. They're like, no, I'm out. Or they throw up and they're out. And I'm like, it just knocks people out so quickly. So I was like, hey, if you guys want to stay in, if you throw up and you want to stay in,
Oh
that
no.
becomes part of your meal. That becomes part of your plate. So you just got to eat the throw up. and and this kid, his name was Justin, right?
I thought it was Clay.
No, Clay was the guy who won, but Justin,
Oh my gosh, he should have won. Everybody thought he should have won.
so
He
he
should have won.
so he threw up in his hands, and I was like, "Yo, you want to stay in?" Like, because he was mad that he threw up. He's like, "I can do it." I'm like, "Eat it," and he just started eating.
He
He started
did.
eating his throw up, and he did it 3 times. And technically, he lost on a technicality. There was a plate that he said he couldn't eat, and our nurse and the staff said that he was allergic to something that was in there. They said he was allergic to hot dogs. And I'm
That's
like, I
why
ain't
he
never heard anybody.
lost?
Listen, I never heard anybody who said I'm allergic to hot dogs. Like that doesn't make sense to me. But the
He might have been
final,
Muslim. Can't eat pig.
no, no. Um, but the final plate, he didn't finish it in time. So the guy Clay who won finished it before him. So it was like on heart and guts alone. Ooh, we should incorporate hearts and guts of some type of
Oh
animal next year.
man.
Thank you for that.
Fish
But
hearts
like,
aren't bad.
no, so with heart and guts, he should have won,
He did. He
but
did win to me and to
but
everybody else.
but Clay won. That man,
He didn't
he
even
only
throw up.
gagged like one time, and I was like, let's go. And he did it. And so he won. He won a couple $100, and he won the opportunity to be in a Miles Minnick music video. Um, and so we always throw a cool thing, like the year before, like last year we gave away a free hip hop concert at their youth group, and this girl won, Stacy. She's a beast. She's a camp legend. She didn't barf. She didn't gag not one time. She ate like 3 big old hissing cockroaches. She ate tons of habaneros. She ate the balut egg,
It wasn't
100-year-old.
honestly, it wasn't that bad that year though. It was just a bunch
No,
of
but it was
bugs.
it was yeah. See, like, I've done it a couple years, so it's like I'm trying to like, okay, I'll go hot, and I'll be like, all right, let's go nasty. All right, now let's do hot and nasty. So this year, so going forward next year, guys, if you're listening, you can expect a little bit of hot, a little bit of nasty, and a little bit more fear.
I might do
So
that.
so I'm bringing the fear next year. Oh, I'm bringing the fear next year. Um, and the stakes will be higher, the prize will be higher, everything elevates. If you're out there listening and you go to camp with us every summer, just if you see a bug, eat it. you need to do some weight training. You need to get your you need to get your weight up. You need to start eating a bunch of stuff. Go to the Asian market, just get something random and eat it. Um, but yeah, yeah. So I'm really into Fear Factor.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
it
that's a
was
passion.
yeah, definitely. So what was one of the biggest obstacles you had to overcome to like become like this big huge music guy?
Well, I'm not a big, huge music guy. I appreciate it. Uh, but it's just really the obstacles was me. I put limitations on myself. I put restrictions. I put doubt. I put fear and uncertainty um, in my mind and upon myself. And it took me a while to just really be okay with being truly who I am, being completely Kevin, being completely me. And then it just took, God, it took a lot of prayer. Look, it took a lot of work. Um, and I just became comfortable with being completely me. And it kind of just opened up this newfound creativity, this newfound confidence, this newfound, elevated platform. And I'm so glad that God, pulled me through that season of like doubt. And I still deal with it. I'm a pretty open and honest and extroverted guy, and I'm fun. I try to be loud, and I try to compensate for being insecure at times. And it shows. My insecurities show a lot if you get to know me and truly kind of understand my character, and when I get into small little ruts and stuff. Um, but I'm just like, you know what, God, I want to be completely confident in who you made me to be. I'm made in your image, and if you are down with this, then I need to be down with this.
Mhm.
So yeah. So when I became comfortable with being me, it was just like boom, there's no stopping. Whether it be music, whether it be ministry, whether it be relationship, whatever that looks like, I'm just being completely me, and I'm trying to correct it as I go. I'm trying to always better it and try to bring it in and hone it together and put out the best not product but the best version of me that I can, and that's just by having complete confidence in God, that He's called me to do whatever He's called me to do, and wherever my feet are is exactly where God has planned me to be.
How do you think music has shaped your life?
I'm a huge music person. Like I'm not saying that I get influenced by music, but I definitely like music. Like music can take my emotions and elevate it. I don't think that music will ever. I don't think music ever takes me down. Like if I listen to like because I listen to secular music too, so it's like that type of music doesn't put me in does never puts me in like a down vibe, or like a weird vibe or whatever. But music has shaped my life where I'm like, hey, when I wake up and I go to work every morning, I'm listening to Christian music. When I feel like I'm going crazy in my marriage or in, with my walk with God, I put on Christian music, and sometimes it's worship music, sometimes it's rap, it's rock, whatever that looks like. Um, or I'll just if I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling some type of way, I write music, I create music. I'm a musician, so I'll just do all that type of stuff too. So it's just allowed me to have an outlet, to express myself, to get things off my chest, to have conversations with God when I feel like maybe my prayer life, I don't say it in my prayer life or whatever. I'll say it through a song, and that's a form of worship. So music is in my DNA. It's in my blood. So I use music, um, in every aspect.
Yeah. So do you have any projects coming out soon?
So I definitely have an album ready to go. Uh I just have to finish up a couple things. Hey, any photographers out there that wants to shoot my cover photo, and any art people out there, any graphic designers that want to take over and design the artwork or whatever, let's go. It's ready to go. Everything's just sitting in the computer, and all I gotta do is hit upload, and it's ready to go. It'll
Is
be
that the
called
one we
complete.
were talking about a while ago? We're,
If it's been a while ago, it's been here. I've been sitting on it for a long time. I've been doing some other stuff, but I kind of thought that music maybe was like taking a back seat, and I've done a couple shows this year that kind of been like, man, I really miss doing it. I think it's definitely a ministry of mine. It's definitely a hobby, a passion. So I'm definitely gonna release it. I just gotta get it going. Gotta work with some right people that are, trying to come alongside and just put it together. It's ready to go, man.
yeah.
It's
So
called Completely Kevin. It'll come out soon.
completely Kevin.
Completely Kevin.
What's the songs in your rotation right now?
Uh, whew. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Because I was listening to the song today by No Big Deal, the
Yeah.
Suicide Nets one, dude, that hit me, bro. Like when you
Hey,
really
so
get and listen to the song, bro, the lyrics, it's
yeah.
wild.
Hey, so I'm really listening. I started following this guy on TikTok. He's like my age. He's putting out like old school, early 2000s like youth group music. So like I'm listening to a lot of old like emo, pop punk. So like Showbread, uh, Emery. I'm listening to Thousand Foot Crutch. I'm listening to Cutlass. But yeah, I like Ty Brazzle. I like River Valley Ages. I listen to a lot of worship music. Let's see, where I got the new What Up RG project. That's cool. I love the artwork on that. What else looking at? Uh, um, oh, Uninvited is crazy. He is so good. He's like a mix between like Chris Brown and Blast, and he's dope. I'm always listening to CJ Emulus. Say Some is in heavy rotation. Miles Minnick always. No lie, I'm listening to the DJ Khaled, the one with M and Kanye. God did. My boy Max Mitchell, he's sick. He just put out a new album. He's got Justin Goss and Hero and myself on there. Hovey's cool. I like Hovey. Cue him to redeem always. Um, Dang, what else? Uh, let's see. George Rose. I love George Rose. George Rose is fire. The dude is an amazing producer. He's an amazing artist. The kid can dance. Like he just out there breaking it down. It's crazy. Um, YC Young C, he's dope. Alex Jean. If y'all don't know who Alex Jean is, Jean is Jean. He is dope. He's got this like Pop Smoke, super deep voice, and he's like this like super melodic, like I don't know. He's got this like Juice World, um, you know, Pop Smoke vibe. It's crazy. Um, so yeah, a lot of my stuff is just all over the place. Like I said, Portia Love, Christian Lane. I'm listening to a lot of Christian Lane. He's a cool kid from where's he from? From Vacaville. He just put out a new album. It's called For Freedom, and it's really dope. He's just like ashamedly him. He's like he got rock stuff, he's got pop stuff, he's singing on there. It's really cool.
Yeah. So I think one of the stuff I'm listening to right now, dude, the new Few album, fire, dude.
I haven't listened to it. I'm really not on like I'm really not on it like that. Especially when I'm in like making music. I don't listen to a lot of it. Um, but yeah, 1K Feud is dope. I'm ready for the new Lecrae, the
Church
church
close
closed.
4 next month. I
Yeah,
have it in my phone calendar.
I'm ready for it.
Dude, it's gonna be fire. Well,
Yeah,
thank you for coming on. I don't want to waste any more of your time, but
not at all. You're not wasting no time, man.
thank you for joining us.
Like, yeah, man.